This is my review of the GoPro Hero 9 after 5 months. Now let's get gnarly. The overall of these prices from these retailers are non-guaranteed because they just recently had changed. It's $400 of the GoPro bundle on the website if you have it with a subscription. It's $350 with the GoPro Hero 9 itself and the subscription. And without the subscription, it's pretty much $500 for either the GoPro bundle or Hero 9 at the time of March 1st of 2021. And on Best Buy and Amazon, it's also set at $500, and you really just get the GoPro Hero 9 itself. But if you have the subscription, you get a couple dollars off. It's unknown because, again, the prices seem to change a whole lot, which is a disadvantage. However, if you got the price at the correct time, you're pretty lucky for it. There's a not so new feature called Hypersmooth. It acts like a stabilizer on your camera itself using a crop-in dynamic feature. With this feature, it's a little bit too tight. However, with the linear plus horizon leveling tool, it would keep the horizon leveled, but you will be seeing on the covers, the corners of the GoPro Hero 9 in its footage, tons of gelatin, which is what I like to call it, the gelatin effect or the jello effect if you just don't like gelatin effect. Because you're able to actually see the fisheye move around, which is pretty annoying, would you have to say, because then you'll be so distracted to like one of the corners of the video and not for the person itself, not for the person themselves. Hypersmooth 3.0 isn't that great with low light because it doesn't have enough areas to actually like use to reselect for the Hypersmooth. It's much more smarter when it's in broad daylight for some reason. It's probably a daytime and then it goes to sleep at night. It's pretty weird until you have to like wake up with some extra lights for your video. Now I went to a nearby trail and I have a channel called ShredMTB, but here's some footage on a very gnarly trail that I went to while basically biking. Yeah, it's really bumpy. Here's the footage. Too fast. Okay. It's like that. Big difference. In the dynamic range of low light, it's kind of good in low light, but not so well. And my recent comparison of the GoPro Hero 9 versus the iPhone 12 mini, which is the phone that I have, basically, it seems like that the iPhone 12 does better in low light than the GoPro Hero 9 because it uses more of the light. And for the GoPro Hero 9 though, I wonder why it won't use the light available, but it can do it if it's bright enough. If it's low enough, not so well. It shows more of the noise with the picture, so you'll be seeing those like little tiny dots when you crop in or zoom in, and it's pretty blurry, but however, well, not really blurry, but it's better with noise rather than blur, because if you have noise, you can just connect the puzzle, while for blur, which is what the iPhone uses, that's why it looks so good, is that the iPhone is using some Gaussian blur or some sort of blur just to get the noise, and then they just mix up and crash into each other to call, I think it was, I kind of forgot it, but it's like a paint that would like go together, something with a dye, yeah. Accessories by GoPro last on average about 5 to 7 years. Most of this reason is because of wear and tear. Just like yourself, you don't want to wear or tear yourself out as a creator and go into burnout, because burnout is not good for your health. But for the GoPro accessories though, because it's a little bit different, the GoPro Hero 9 accessories are much different than the GoPro 7, 8, from the years past, because of how big it is. So that's a bad reason, is because the GoPro Hero 9 can sometimes break or wear and tear the accessories. Even though I use some GoPro approved accessories, and it still broke even when I was careful. So basically it's because of wear and tear. Accessories aren't so well, but there are changes going on with the GoPro Hero 9 and its mounts. FYI. But with these mounts, you're able to mount it towards a bike, a car, your helmet. There's like a unicorn mount too, and some other stuff with this. 4K, 5K. That's usually kind of the main reason I got this GoPro, because I don't have any cameras with 4K or 5K, and this is my first camera with 4K, and then this is my second one with 4K. However, this one is the first one with 5K that I have. So with these, GoPro does split the footage a little bit. Yeah, it does split the footage, and sometimes when you're filming in 4K or 5K, it does really freeze. And by split the footage, some you might not understand this, but it's like when like if I'm right here in the center, then basically one half is like another exposure, and then the other half is like a different exposure. This usually happens on Hypersmooth or on the color correcting or raw files, something like that. I don't really use the raw files, but I'm just guessing that it's something like that. But it does freeze. Like, it did not freeze when I filmed in 4K or 5K on the first 2 months. But on the third month, it just started freezing, which is this month right now. Well, I'm kind of bad at month guessing. But the GoPro Hero 9, it's starting to freeze on me, which I had never had freezes until the past 2 or 3 weeks with the GoPro Hero 9, which is pretty far off. And another advantage is that you're able to switch out the lens with the max lens mod and the other stuff that they're trying to come out. It might be creating more lenses in the future because it's GoPro, but we don't really know because sometimes they ignore it, which is pretty unfortunate. But
GoPro glitches again. I don't usually have these problems, but it's showing up now.
3 down, stop recording, see if it freezes. Ah, did you see that? Look, it's still stuck at 320. Right here live. Frozen. No swipes working. And now I'm guessing I lost that video clip as well. It's a huge bummer.
These features are the most essential, but it depends on your own use if it's essential or not. But I think some of these are essential. There is a scheduled capture feature where you can just stow asleep, put this to a power bank, and at a certain time or day, it will turn on itself, hopefully. And then, basically, with that scheduled capture feature, hopefully, it will record, take that time lapse, take that photo, or anything similar to that. And then there's this GoPro Hindsight feature where you can just keep on shooting in hoops, you can keep on doing hockey scores, and then the best hockey score that you did a trick or something similar to that, you just click on it, and then the past 60, 15, or 30 seconds, then you can just go ahead and click on it, then it saves to the SD card, and that's when you get it, because that will probably, hopefully, save your time with those trick shots that Dude Perfect try and do. There are many other features, but this one is kind of my highlight. I actually like the GoPro Auto Load, which goes with the GoPro subscription if you're trying it out for the 1 year, ever since you get the GoPro Hero 9. But all I have to do really is just unplug it, let the SD card stay inside, and if you don't know yet, the GoPro Hero 7 and above has a Wi-Fi transmitter and a Wi-Fi receiver. So all what you have to do to activate that receiver is to just plug in your USB-C on near the battery cage. Just plug that in, make sure that the lights are red, and if you have the GoPro subscription registered and your Wi-Fi connected with the GoPro Hero 9, then it will automatically upload into the GoPro system, and then you can just download the GoPro Hero 9 videos and photos and time lapses that you took. It's pretty epic. The baddies of the GoPro Hero 9. is that there's too many files for just one single file, or just 5 files. With the GoPro Hero 9, if we're gonna try and film in any way, 1080 even, 720, 2.7K, 4K, 5K, it has so many files, like so many useless files, but they're still essential. But just files that you don't really need. They're not in a folder for themselves. Instead, they're just side by side, which is annoying me every time I would like look in the file folders. But now I ignore it now. But it's just annoying to see all of those extra files just for that one file. There's like one for just the back screen, and there's like thumbnail and some other sort of things. There are GoPro glitches and freezes with this thing unnecessarily, especially with its updates. Like, it's almost like as if the GoPro engineer is like, hey, engineering team, what should we add? And then they're like, let's add 5K or 4K bugs. Like, GoPro, when is the next update? I need the next update. I try like 3 times to stop the GoPro Hero 9 freezing. I take out the battery, I put it in, it freezes again, and guess what I do? I get pretty mad. Pretty mad when I can't find it until I actually do it. Also, I'm hoping to. And the GoPro Hero 9 accessories, just like what I mentioned, they oftentimes break, and the GoPro Hero 9 accessories seem to be different than the GoPro Hero 7 in the past. And just same with the glitches. The GoPro Hero 9 is pretty unresponsive at times. This playlist over here has everything that you need to know about the GoPro Hero 9, and you can go ahead and check out this video right here to learn more about the GoPro lifespan accessories. I would actually recommend going to the lifespan accessories because many of these accessories that I use, Shaka and mahalo. I'll see you on the next adventure.